You need to drop everything right now and read this book. So I have said this before on my videos, I am a very slow reader, so I unfortunately only read 3.5 books in the month of April, but 2 of those books were 5-star reads, which is awesome. So I'm really glad that those are the books that I read in the month of April, but let's get started. The first book that I read was Serpent and Dumped by Shelby Morin. I did do a review separately of is this book overhyped, and the result was yes, it is overhyped, but I did really like this book, and I gave this, in that video I said I gave it 3 stars, but I bumped it up a star to 4 stars because I found myself wanting to know what happens and read the next book, which in my opinion, if I'm excited about the next book, it has to be at least a 4 or 5-star read. So I gave this 4 stars. This story is about a witch and a witch hunter. It is an enemies to lovers romance. I'm not going to go much into it. If you want to know more about this book, you can watch the review that I did last week or maybe 2 weeks ago. The second book that I read in the month of April was Sabriel by Garth Nix. This was one of the 5-star reads, and it is the story of Sabriel, who is a necromancer. Now, Sabriel has grown up in Ancelsteer, I believe that's what it's called, which is more or less our human world, free of free magic and spirits of the dead. Sabriel has grown up there. She went to a school for training there. She has no idea what it's like in the Old Kingdom. There is a wall between Ancelsteer and the Old Kingdom. Her father lives on the Old Kingdom side, and he is a powerful necromancer there. He then sends Sabriel a message saying that he is in death. He is stuck in death. The book is about her journey through the Old Kingdom to save her father, and she meets a few fun characters along the way that I fell in love with. The characters, the world building in this book is phenomenal, and I definitely recommend this. It is the first book in a 4-book series called the Abhorsen series. It is a short read. It's not very long. It is an easy read to get through, but it is extraordinary. The writing is fantastic. I am now a fan of Garth Nix. I have another one of his books on my shelves here that I have not read, but I am thinking that I'm going to read it now after I've read this. So 5-star read, highly recommend Sabriel by Garth Nix. The third book I read in the month of April, you need to drop everything right now and read this book. It was so good, and I have never read anything by this author before, but it was Nightspinner by Addie Thorley. This is a 5-star read in my opinion. It was so good. It is a loose retelling of The Hunchback of Notre Dame, and I would say the beginning focuses kind of on that, but then it develops and transforms into its own enticing and exciting story. You start off with Ennebish, our main character, and she is a Nightspinner. She has Nightspinner magic. She is basically locked away in a monastery with her best friend, Sarek, and they are both almost stuck in this monastery and desperate to get out and be free. She was a warrior in the military for her kingdom. She was a Kalima warrior along with her adoptive sister Goa, and I don't know if I'm saying any of these names right, by the way, so when you read it, you can decide what the names are. I'm really bad with names, but she lost control of her power and destroyed an entire caravan and killed innocent people, giving her the name Ennebish the Destroyer. and because of that, she is now locked away in a monastery. She's disfigured from, she has a traitor's mark on her face. Her arm and her leg are sort of ruined. Eventually, Goa gives her an opportunity to go on an undercover mission to capture the notorious criminal known as Temujin. I don't know if that is right. It's Temujin. Again, bad with names, sorry. So the rest of the story is her on this mission to get into the camp of this notorious criminal, and she learns a lot and discovers herself, and it is just a really good book. The storytelling, the world building, the character development were all so good, and it was definitely a 5-star read. I highly suggest this book. It does start off a little bit slow at the beginning, but as you read on, it really takes off, and it just takes off at the speed of light. You won't be able to put the book down. My very favorite character in this book is Sarek, who is Anabish's friend, who's also in the monastery. He is a great character, adorable and lovable, and he sees the good and the beauty in Anabish, even if she cannot. So go read this book. Highly recommend it. I absolutely adored this book. Now, the 4th book that I was reading in the month of April, I did not finish. I'm halfway through it. It was the 2nd book to A Curse So Dark and Lonely, A Heart So Fierce and Broken by Bridget Kremerer. This book is okay so far. I will be doing a full review once I've read the whole thing. I am only halfway through, so there could be a lot that happens in this book, but to be reviewed for the month of May after I'm done reading, and I'm hoping to up my reading in the month of May and read more books. But this is to come. So 3 books down, 2 5-star reads, 1 4-star read. I highly recommend reading all of these books. They were really good and I enjoyed them immensely. Thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope it helps you in picking some new reads that you maybe haven't thought of or haven't discovered yet. And I will be posting a video tomorrow of picking my May TBR list, and it's gonna be pretty exciting. You may have a little cameo of my Chihuahua in it. So come back tomorrow to watch that video, and if you like this video and want to see more like it, please give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. I would greatly appreciate it, and I hope you have a wonderful day.